Hey, good. Still morning. It's only 10:50. Ain't the afternoon yet. Welcome to the 5 a.m. Mester Scrum Show. I'm Greg Mester, Scrum Master and Agile Coach. And I bet you it's been a long time since we did a Monday show, but we've done over 1,260 episodes of the 5 a.m. Mester Scrum Show. Lately, it hasn't been 5 a.m., but I'm getting back into the groove of getting up early. Well, I'm up early anyhow, just doing the show earlier before 9 o'clock. We'll get there. So soon we'll get there. Anyway, I wanted to do a show because I wanted to get back in the habit of doing a show every day and get back to the old ways because we did well, and sharing information. Well, anyway, I was reflecting this morning because I want to get to it. So Mondays are usually our metric Mondays, by the way. We talk about metrics and measuring and growth and stuff. So we're talking about measuring. A lot of companies I've dealt with, small businesses, large businesses, it doesn't really matter. They never really had a way to measure their company, their productivity, where they're going to move to in the future, and what they wanted to change. And a lot of times, or they think they did, and they want to spend a lot of money, a lot of effort, a lot of valuable time documenting things they completed in the past. And you get that with a lot of Gantt charts. People like to look at all the things we did in the past. And I'm gonna tell you right now, looking at the past is a waste of time. And I got my little trusty whiteboard out. Let's say this is today. And this is the past to the left and the future to the right. Right? I drew a little line down the middle for the people who are going to be listening to this via podcast. By the way, we had over 40,500 downloads of the 5 a.m. Mester Scrum Show in podcast form. So please connect with us on any podcast platform. Be great. I appreciate it very much. Because we always try. Because I like to listen to my podcast, other podcasts on Instagram. I put little notes. The podcasts I listen to in the morning when I'm walking the dog or in the gym or whatever. Always looking for new ways to get better. So we look at the past. Does the past make you any money? That's a simple question, right? The future is where you make your money. There you go. Future is where you make your money. Past, you lose money. It's like a negative dollar. So the more time you spend looking at your past, the more money you lose, right? I mean, unless you're doing a retrospective, but even that depends how old a retrospective is. It may be irrelevant anymore. Life may have changed. AI is coming as crazy, right? So it may have changed. What I see a lot of companies try to do is when I get there, now there is a difference. I'm going to say this real quick, and we got to do a quick show because I'm actually taking a class right now. I'm writing my book, and they're offering a Monday class for social media, which I want to learn how to market a book in the future. So I got to go to that class. They talk about, what did we do in the past? We got to say how good we were and all that. I'm like, who cares about the past? My thing is about the future. People dwell on the past way too much. And my thing is, what are we going to do in the future? Now, there is one point where I come in as a consultant. I help small, medium-sized businesses, even large businesses. They're like, oh, we want to show improvement in productivity. We want to, and what my first question is, said, how did you measure productivity? Can't write on this board. Running out of board in the past. So how did you measure productivity in the past? Do you know what most of them, when I go look, they never did, right? So we'll implement Agile, and they're going to say, oh, we want to see how much better we did. So you know what? You never measured it in the past. A lot of times they would hire me to come and just document what they did in the past or find a way to do it. And I want to keep this a short show, and we always keep it below 15 minutes for those who are just coming on board or haven't heard our show in a while. This is probably going to be a 10-minute episode or less. What I like to ask, people know their business, right? They kind of do. assume they don't know anything about the business, like what are you doing? I'd ask them, what would you like to improve upon? Okay, so improve on what? Now, what you don't want to do is do 50 things to improve upon. Let's just say it's sales, maybe the number of sales, the number of calls, maybe the number of social media posts or impressions. Maybe it is how many tasks you got done, how much revenue you brought in. What you want to improve revenue, you want to improve productivity of the team, how you measure it. But then you ask them, okay, how can we measure that, right? And if you're an IT business, what I always love, well, we don't know how to measure that. I'm like, you write the code. You can put measurement factors in your code to measure how you're doing, to give you records back to your database so you can track as a developer or a team how many people are using your piece of code that you wrote. It ain't that hard, right? They just don't want to do it because they're scared to death to see whether anybody uses their code or not use their code. I'll be honest with you, that's the crux of the matter. But anyway, what do you want to improve on, right? Then you start talking about more future stuff versus past, right? How would we measure it in the future? Okay, we'd measure it this way. Now you can try to go look in the past to see how you did, and I'm telling you right now, 20% success, 20 to 40% success. I'm taking how you want to measure in the past, measure in the future, going back in the past and take that measurement. Maybe highlight a revenue number. You can do a revenue. What did we make last year compared to this year? Did you ever look at those numbers before? It's a good question, right? Sales, impressions. It takes a lot of work. You're better off just starting to measure your stuff now. Look in 2 weeks or in a sprint or 3 weeks, depending on what you had to your sprint length is, and saying, okay, this is our first number. In another 3 weeks, we get a second number. In another 3 weeks or 2 weeks, we get another number, right? And then start measuring your growth up or down, how much you improve. You're better off doing that than wasting your time and energy trying to figure out what your metrics were in the past, because it doesn't make you any money. It doesn't make you any better, right? I mean, you can get an idea. Hey, you can do some sales things. You can do that. But if you weren't tracking, like if you weren't using a tracking system or a Kanban or a Scrum system or whatever, or some digital thing for tracking that, you're never going to get that number anyhow. So why bother doing it? So what I'm trying to help you do, spend your time effectively and wisely on what's going to bring value that you can have more accurate measurements. You're going to spend all that time looking at the past, how you did. For what? For what are you looking at the past? Now, there's some company, when you go big companies, they're going to argue, we need to figure that out. Fine. You're going to waste your money on it. I will do it. I will do it my best shot to give you what you got. But I'm telling you, if you're a small, medium-sized business, don't even bother, right? Start measuring from now on. Look at the things you really want to improve upon that you know as a small, medium-sized business and where you want to go. But look at the past. It's a waste of dollars, waste of value, waste your time. Don't do it. Look in the future. Look what you want to measure. Pick something you want to measure. Track it. Start tracking it. You'll start getting, you haven't done it for years. So what is a couple weeks to you to track on the numbers? It's really nothing, right? Anyway, I want to share that with you today. I had that on my mind today a lot. And I just like, I don't know. I can tell you later, maybe in a couple of years, I'll tell you stories. But we'll see. Anyway, I want to wish you a great day. I want to wish you a happy day. I want to wish you a happy scrumming and good luck in your day. And if you have any questions, need help, want to have me come in and help you with your company, small business, medium-sized business, large business, look at your metrics, how you're measuring. I'd be more than happy to do some analysis with you and see where we can go from there. With that, take care, everyone. I'm off to a class. You should all be taking classes too. Improve yourself, improve your business. And I wish you the best. Again, happy scrumming. Take care. See you tomorrow or see you next day. Hopefully tomorrow. Bye. See ya.